second? Josh.
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, moving on to the financial report. Okay. All right, so of course you know we're kind of a month behind, but for December, the collections were at $5,173.04. What we've collected to date from July through December, we're at $56,566.80. What we've spent to date, we've spent $36,479.40. And then the commitments that we still have out, we have $8,750 to EMC Outdoor Advertising. We've not done that one yet. That's the last billboard that we'll do in May. So that's just one that we've not got a bill yet, but that's just a commitment we've made. And then the Smoky Mountain Center, we still have a commitment to them. And then the Franklin Main Street program, that's from Winter Wonderland, where you guys approved 2,000. So the total commitments we have out there is $25,750. So that leaves us with a remaining balance of $37,770.60.
So that's the best November and best December we've had since we started.
And then on the second page, what Candy was saying, that's the best November and December we've had since the fiscal year 2010. So that's a positive.
And those are odd months. We shouldn't have business.
But that's all I had, unless you guys have any questions. Okay. I have a motion to accept financial report.
Move. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? No. Okay, moving on to the subcommittee reports.
I don't think we have any finance,
Nothing.
budget, policy, procedures. We don't have anything, and applications to review.
Not this month, probably maybe have a couple coming next month.
Has anybody been doing that?
Nope.
Are we still doing that thing on the internet too? And nobody's.
But hopefully we'll have 2 next month.
Is it
We
just
get
because of
worried,
the
maybe we
season,
need
the
to
time
make
that
a-
we're in?
Yeah, I say we'll
It gets
start
a little-
getting pretty heavy
Yeah.
in the next couple months.
Yeah.
So now, okay, moving on to new business. Discussion on the blog writer for TDA website. I included in your packet, Jessica Mason with Premier Marketing had sent up to me a price quote. And what it is from what she was telling me, if the TDA agrees to commit to a 6-month contract, and that 6-month contract includes 2 blog posts a month, it would cost $150 per month. If we did not agree to enter into a contract and we wanted to pay like on a monthly basis or per blog post, if you did not have a contract, it would be $100 per blog post. Her recommendation was if we were interested in doing a blog, she would recommend doing the contract because you get 6 months contract, 2 blog posts at $150 per month. And that's the information I had on that. But we do, before we leave, we need to give her yay or nay or what we want to do, because I told her I'd let her know first thing in the morning.
And Vicki, at the last meeting, we were discussing the blog. It's just too hard for any of us to really find time to do. And my thing is, do we feel like it's necessary to do a blog? Do we want to put out more money because we've already committed?
Who would give her information? What was she, I mean, someone would still have to get with her, meet with her, talk to her, what's the blog on?
Well, and I can't speak for her, but I do believe that they're very capable of writing blogs with very
Little info
little
or input?
amount of, well, not necessarily input, but they can take, okay, here's what's going on, and then they can talk to people and write a blog. It's not, but not that any of us are gonna have to go sit down and spend a lot of time with them to
Right,
do
that's
that.
what I was wondering.
You know, someone can send, here's what's going on the next couple of months. If anybody else can send information on something that might be interesting that they could write a blog on. My opinion is that $150 for 2 blog posts a month is pretty fair. I don't know how you feel. I know that you do a lot of web stuff.
Yeah, I would almost say that one a month is a good place to start.
But the 150 is a good, I mean, as far as pricing for a couple of times a month.
I'll be honest, I wouldn't do one for $150 a month, but that's.
And the
If we think
commitment
it's
is for
important
6
that we
months?
even need to do a blog, I don't know, I don't.
It's my belief that a blog really helps drive traffic. It helps your,
It's fresh content.
Yeah.
I mean, search engines like that.
yeah.
There's value there. What kind of, I'm sorry,
That's
I'm
okay.
late. What's the
The-
contract proposal?
The contract
Hey, I'm
proposal.
here.
That's what it is.
I'm kidding. She was proposing for 6 months, contract for 6 months, which would be 2 blog posts a month, and it would be $150 a month. And if I calculated right, if we entered into the 6-month contract, we're looking at $900. The second option was if we did not enter into a contract, it would be $100 per blog post.
Gotcha.
So if we did a post once a month, it'd be 600? I mean,
Yeah.
it's, right, is that right, $100?
Basically buy one, get one after.
Right, right.
The only thing, if you guys do want to do this or look into it, you'll need to decide where you want it to come out of, because you know you guys have committed to Facebook or Google AdWords. You guys have kind of set your budget, so you need to determine where you wanted that money to pull from.
We do have some spare money too. Because we freed up a lot of that money that was in reserve.
Reserve.
Any discussion?
Has it been, I know Premier's been doing a lot of their stuff, has it been shopped out at all? I mean, as far as just doing, exploring other sources?
I don't know. And I don't care if Premier does it or not. But I do think blogs are important.
Yeah. I think they're important. Just doing due diligence to make sure that there's other resources out there that offer these services. And trying to be as good a steward as possible for the town of Franklin. That's where I'm coming from on that.
So any recommendations?
Or do you want to postpone it? Do you have any contacts or?
I mean, I could certainly gather some.
Cool. I'm not in that.
Think that would be good.
Well, my only thing is, I agree, we probably should see what else is out there, but we know Premier Marketing. And so, I mean, I'm of the opinion that whatever the product comes, what the product is gonna come out and is probably gonna be good quality. And I'm sure that, like you said, they don't need a lot of information to, run with it and probably end up with a nice blog, a couple of times a month. Not to say no one else is, but if we could, let's say if you do find 2 or 3 other people that will do this for same or less, probably less, as long as we maybe get some references, or if I hate to commit to an unknown. If I'm gonna commit, I'd rather
definitely
commit
need
to
to.
someone that I think I feel more comfortable with. I wouldn't wanna do it just for
Because
price.
we don't want them to just put anything on there.
Right.
Well, right, so I wouldn't wanna say, well, they're $200 cheaper, let's go with the cheap
Yeah.
And
one.
you don't know what you're going to get.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Do they really
Right.
post that?
You'd be
But
making
I
a
mean-
profit on that. Yeah.
But I mean, I understand what you're saying, maybe we should go out and maybe see what else is out there, or who else is out there, but, as long as somebody's heard of them or something.
This
Well, of
is my thought, and discussion would be good.
Show us
The
something.
next 2 items that I'm going to touch on, kind of maybe will tie into this a little bit. As far as our website, Jessica told me they're still testing it, making sure it's 100%. She's going to be back at the March meeting to give an actual presentation of it and go over any questions we would have. So maybe it would be better if we waited till March, because we really, yes, we have a website up and going, but I don't know if it's 100% yet or not. From what she said, she does feel comfortable and it is working properly, but at least maybe, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I checked on that today, and I looked at the website, it looks good. I guess my concern with that is we're spending money on Google AdWords to push people there, and if it's still in beta,
Should go
I don't know
Yeah, I don't know why, that's why I'm
Wonder why.
asking you guys, I don't know.
why it's up and exposed. I mean, there's content on there, it's not like there's empty pages.
Mhm.
I don't know. I mean,
It
you
looks
see what
good.
my point, like, we're
Mhm.
spending money on Google AdWords and pushing people there. Spending money on billboards, pushing people there.
I don't think it's in beta. I don't know what they're testing, but it's up and running. It's not really beta.
Well, that just screams testing to me.
Well, you know, I can look into it. I'm glad to. But
If that's the status, that's just the language that was used. If it's testing.
So, as discussion, should we wait till March? Should we wait till our next meeting and have some bids at least with references for the people that could do the blog along
At
with
least
Premier?
maybe put it out there, Summer, like on behalf of the town.
I
Maybe
know
if it's,
that it was an issue before, but, and I don't. wouldn't
maybe
know
no
how
one
to
else will
approach.
step up and say I can do that. But as far as
Mhm.
my position in doing due diligence as a good steward of Franklin, I think
Right.
that's
Yeah.
needed.
We can put,
Yeah.
I could talk with our IT administrator and of course check with the town manager, make sure he's okay with it. And maybe put something on the town's, because we have our TDA page on the town, maybe put something there, if the powers that be are okay with it.
But
Yeah.
I am concerned with Vicky, you know, Premier's been doing stuff.
No,
Does this mean we
yeah.
have to give them a password to go on there and add stuff? Do they have access? I don't know how all that works. I'm sorry, I'm not in the, would they
I
have to
mean,
have that or?
it depends. If we had a contract with a reputable business that did that, I don't see the problem.
Okay. I just know it was an issue a long time ago, which I know
Right.
now it's changed a lot, and especially with Premier handling it, we don't have to worry. But there was people putting stuff on the site that we didn't even know would put the stuff on there
Mhm.
the last time, so.
For sure. That's a problem.
It's kind of
if
like
that's
with
happening.
Vicky on that, if one person's handling it, it's,
Yeah, I think there's pros and cons with that.
yeah. So my thing is, they're gonna need a password to get on, and then is it gonna, I just don't know how it works. Josh, can you help me with that? Because I don't know, like as far as,
Yeah, I mean, the
Well,
ideal thing, I think, is to streamline your media if you
Yeah.
can. And if that's Premier Marketing, then great, but if, that just goes back to if we put it out there and no one steps up,
Yeah.
there's not a,
right,
I just would like to make sure that that happens.
okay.
That's where I'm at with it. Maybe there's,
I don't have a problem with that. I
you know,
was just
John
wondering
Doe
the access and
blogger
stuff.
out there that lives in Franklin that sees that and go, oh, that's maybe an opportunity to grow my business, you know? I'd like to be notified of that if that was me.
I respect
That's just my point.
Yeah, my only comment was that Premier is running the website. So I would think that the blogging needs to coordinate well with that website. And I would lean towards them as doing it because they're managing it. So, and I don't know that a third party would do us any favor if we got somebody totally different.
that. My suggestion is if it's a concern, I don't have a problem with it being, at least get options of other people. I don't even know how to ask, so if anybody has a reference, we can at least do that. And then,
And again, just to be clear, it's not a question of ability or,
Right,
you know, it's just my due diligence.
fairness.
and just from the
Yeah.
past, from where we were, it was a concern of approval of this and approval of that. Are we gonna need approval before someone puts a blog on too? And is that gonna have to go through the whole board to decide on that?
Well, if the information comes through Summer and the content goes up, at least with the intent that Summer's directing that to be.
Well, I'm just saying, in the
No,
past, we
it's
all had
not
to
an
vote
issue.
on it, so is that gonna be an issue that we have to vote on
I
that again?
don't
'Cause
think
then
we need to vote on everything that goes up there.
We would need to pick somebody that
Like your
is
administrator.
trustworthy, trustworthy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And let
Even
them
if
have
we
the
let-
final approval.
Even if we let Summer approve it before it goes up there, you can't get board approval on every blog.
Yeah.
Right.
That
No,
was,
that's all we'd be doing.
mhm.
Yeah.
someone knows what they're doing, they don't, as long as somebody's just
Yeah, they
kind
have
of looking
some
at a
oversight,
final
yeah.
product and then
They don't
making
always
sure it's
have to
nothing
submit it to
crazy.
me or whomever and
Yeah.
have a final, yes, I did or did not approve that, then
I
it.
mean,
yeah.
one of the things we're looking at is if we approve an event, or at least to fund an event, or we know about an event that's occurring in town, whether we fund it or not, then that's something that should be put into that blog.
Well, I'm just speaking as past board where all the board members are now gone. We had to vote on everything. So I'm
You
just
did.
making sure, and the rules keep changing, so I'm just making sure
Yeah.
that it's not something I'm gonna get yelled at for later.
For the record, I don't want to vote on every blog.
Yeah, okay. I vote too.
Yeah, I've got
Yeah.
confidence in Summer can filter any of that.
So, is there a motion to wait? Do you wanna wait until tomorrow? I mean, what is the
Well,
purpose? I don't
well,
want
Matt?
to do this.
My opinion is that and you can verify this for me if you want, it takes time to build. So the sooner we get started, the better off we are. My suggestion is go ahead and do at least one blog this month, and then look at our options next month. And then if we want to do a contract, then that's fine. If not, that's fine, but at least we're getting stuff out there, because we're getting to the point where we need to start building for this summer.
Absolutely. And especially we're pushing traffic there as aggressively as we are.
And where would you like to take these funds from? What part? I
That'd be
mean,
down
we're
here
gonna-
down, that'd be the
How
next.
about we take it for the reserve? Currently, it's only $100, so.
Yeah.
Right. Until we decide to
So,
move
I
forward
mean,
with
we
anything
still
else.
have,
That's
the
true.
big issue is whether we go over the budgeted expenses of $100,000. And then we just tell the board we need to amend the budget.
I'm feeling things to come from either Google AdWords or Facebook, just from the financial institute. That's just my personal opinion, it's gonna get kicked back down. I mean, I can
I
propose
can't
Why-
that.
quite hear
why-
what she's saying.
I thought we already agreed that we were.
I can propose that, but I'll have to go through the finance officer how she would like to take that out of. When I was discussing this with her earlier, she said, you know, if they do decide to do it, you need to make sure they specify where they want to take it out of, because they've committed, you know, if it's either, because you've got a budget committed to Facebook or Google AdWords. So I just want to let you guys know, I'll have to run that by her first.
I make a motion, you take $100 out of the reserve to put toward one blog. And if that's vetoed, we can take it out of Google AdWords.
Okay, that's exactly what I need to know, thank you.
And I'll
Thank
second-
you.
I'll second that motion.
Is everyone in favor of that?
That was
I'm
perfect.
good with
Aye.
that.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Hold on, I'm still thinking.
You're still thinking?
I just have a problem with taking it out of, it's only $100, but I just have a problem with taking it out of the reserve. Because to me, reserve means
Well,
reserve.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
but we've got,
we've already set aside the fact that it's what now, $25,000 is the reserve. So we have how much over and above the actual
I think we
reserve?
went with 50, didn't we?
No, it was 50.
50.
So we have another 50 over and above the reserve that is not budgeted for.
Yeah.
I guess you
That
should,
Couldn't we
nothing's-
take money
And
from the
actually-
reserve, could we not just take it from somewhere now, and then if we need to take the reserve to fund something that we've already budgeted
That
for,
would
would
be-
Actually,
that
not
be
do that,
better?
because
That would be
we're
cleaner.
within our budget. We could just take it out of the budget.
well, technically,
Right, I mean, we're not,
if we take it out of Google AdWords, we're still taking away from our advertising dollars.
but we could go to the
Yeah.
reserve and add more to
But-
Google AdWords if we
We
need
can
to.
add more money into Google AdWords.
If it's more streamlined that
Yeah.
way.
Cleaner that way.
Yeah.
Because
Since
if
it's
we do need
$100.
more money for Google
It's
AdWords, we can
$100.
take from the reserve to do that.
It's cleaner to take it from the reserve without having to do this, but.
I
mean,
see
I'm
where you're
gonna
coming
vote
from,
to-
but the finance office is not.
I'm
Yeah, officer, and then, you know, I don't, it's
Too
not-
much legal tape.
I know.
Yeah. But I think you guys would be cleaner to streamline through Google AdWords or Facebook. I could care less which one you pick, but it's whatever your decision is.
It's the current budget for both of us.
And should we just approve one time 100, or should we
You need to
up
specify.
to 2
Yeah.
times in case we still need to for the next month before it gets going, or? Because if we're gonna, next month we'll be
Well, I say we
making a
approve
decision.
My suggestion would be to approve one,
Right,
Up to $100.
yeah, up to $100.
Right.
And to take it from somewhere within our budget now. And if
Right.
we need to add or take from our reserve to add more to Google AdWords, Facebook,
Right,
whatever we take
right.
it from, we'd be happy to do that. Or ask
Right.
for more money, because we can always keep adding to that if it's helping. And then with the blog, we'll get feedback, how it's affected the website, all that from Jessica.
Mhm.
And then we could also take it next month to see if we need to get references from other people, or that gives us time, and then release putting something on the website. That would be my suggestion. And let Premier do that, because if it makes great success, then that's something we at least have to go on.
I'm comfortable with that.
And I wouldn't mind going to the board and asking, hey, we did take from here, but now we need to add more to this because we took from there,
Mhm. Oh, yeah.
because it's
Yeah.
working.
Yeah.
Well, the thing too is that if we don't run over $100,000, that becomes moved anyway.
Right.
Well, hopefully we'll make more
Hopefully
than
we'll make-
100,000.
yeah.
Then we'll have more.
Not if we start spending less on Google AdWords.
No, but I mean, we still have unexpended money in that $100,000 budget. We set up an amount for Google AdWords and the other, but we still have like 30,000 in there for our projects.
Correct.
So this could come out of the projects. And if
I'm good
if
with
something
that.
comes up, that's then
Then
we can dip into the reserve and ask for a budget amendment if we go over $100,000.
Since Google AdWords does do a lot for it, what if we take it from Facebook?
We still have.
I'm saying
unexpended-
budget-wise.
Yeah, we still have 30,000 in projects money. We don't know what we're
I'm
gonna
just
get in
suggesting, I
requests.
don't know.
We don't know
I'm
what
just-
we're gonna get in requests.
Okay, well, here's what I'm saying. We're spending Google X amount on Google every day, every week, every month.
Right.
Same thing for Facebook. So if you take money out of that, it takes away from what we're spending today. So, what I'm saying is if you cut that down, you're cutting down advertising today. So you can't go back at the end of the year and say, oh, well, we have money left over, and go back and advertise more today.
No, I know.
So if you take money away from that,
I just think it's a moot point. It doesn't matter of $100, especially if our website and our blog's not up and running.
that was the first thing I said.
Yeah.
Why can't we
Okay,
take it out
let's
of the reserve?
donate, guys.
I know.
We got money. Let's put some money in. We'll just pay for
We're
the
just-
$100.
Motion on the floor.
But logistically.
There's a motion, there's a second, so there needs to be a vote.
Okay.
So
Which we were still, but are we not?
Can you read
amending
back
that
the
vote?
motion for me?
I can do my best. Okay, Josh had made a motion. His first was to take the $100 from the reserve to pay for up to $100 for the blog post. If that point was mute, then the second was to take the $100 from Google AdWords. And Mike German second. So the next process would be who's in favor and who's not. If that motion dies, then someone else can introduce a new motion. So I guess it's up for a vote.
So who's in favor of the first motion?
Aye.
The first motion was to take it out of the reserve. Yeah, I'm in favor of that.
So 3,
Are you in favor?
opposed.
I'm opposed to the reserve.
Okay, so that's
4.
33.
4.
You vote.
Mhm.
It was 3-3, you voted.
I thought I was on a vote. Well, I say that we shouldn't take it from the reserve yet. I think, so, I'll just do that.
Right, and then
All right, that was,
I'll make the same motion except that it comes from projects budget of 30,000.
I second.
Okay, well, here's my discussion. That, to me, it's, if you look at a budget, and that's fine if that's what you guys want to do, but to me, it makes more sense to take something that obviously has to do, like you said, with Google AdWords or Facebook, we're driving traffic to a site. Why don't we take from two things versus taking from project money, which has nothing to do? I mean, there could be more projects, larger projects come up.
Well, yeah,
Projects
that's what
has,
the reserve's for.
let me finish, has nothing
I
else to
think that was
do
already sailed.
with
Yeah.
Google AdWords. I mean, to me, to me, Google AdWords and Facebook are tying back into what we're wanting to spend this $100 on. I
Yeah.
don't see how it,
I mean, I see your
It all
point.
works
with
You
that.
see what I'm
Web
saying?
advertising in general.
It all
We've
works
already-
together. We've already committed an amount to those advertising efforts, and
Yes.
like Josh said.
well, we can adjust
we
it.
can't-
They're
we
large
can't-
amounts to
we
begin
can't
with.
adjust it at
We
the end of
adjusted
the
it
year.
last
Well, are
month.
the projects.
Gosh,
So let's take it from the projects.
See what I
That
can.
was what the motion was.
Yes,
I can
yes.
anything.
So now
That's
that-
it, that's what he
Just-
said.
Just take it from the projects, and then if we
Projects.
wind up, if we
We
wind
can
up
add
with.
back to it, is the thing. We can add. We're not gonna take, this is just for 1 month. It's one block.
I'll give you
Exactly.
$100.
I know, I'm about to say it too, just.
For $100, we're spending more time.
Okay.
Okay.
Vote.
Okay, so the motion was to take from the projects.
Right.
$100 from
Project.
projects.
Uh,
Okay.
It's been seconded.
All in
I
favor?
second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
So it passed. Okay.
Good.
Yes. Success. Moving on.
Okay. I don't even know where we're at. Okay,
B.
update on discoverfranklinnc.com website.
I don't have anything else other than what I said earlier.
I've got something.
Okay.
I got several things. I'm sorry. I looked at the website today, and just a few concerns. If we're putting it out there, ATC, we're an Appalachian Trail community, and I would love to see I'd love to have their logo on either the footer of every page, or, somewhere that says, hey, we're an Appalachian Trail community. I know it says it in some of the copy, and you guys, if you hadn't looked at the website yet, I encourage you to do that. That's a big deal. Personally speaking, I think it's a big deal. I think it's one of the things that we should be leading with as a town with our marketing. Also, along with a logo showing the partnership with the ATC. Everybody know what the ATC is. I would like, I'm sorry, did you say yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. I would like to see a page dedicated to that as well. I noticed that there wasn't, there's a mention of it in a couple areas, but we were the first Appalachian Trail community, and again, I can't reiterate enough how important that is for us to lead within our marketing and things such as that, especially our website. Disc golf, I think that's a growing portion that's a part of the Greenway, and I noticed that wasn't on the website as well. I just think some information, some content of its own should live there. Events calendar, I noticed there's events calendar, a Google calendar on the website. And all this obviously can be communicated to Premier. I know I'm dumping it on you, but I don't know of
No.
any other place. I can't send it in an email, I can't, so this is the time. I don't know if we can do something summer through Linda at the Main Street program to communicate to businesses. I think they should have access to that calendar if they're having any special events. I think it would be a nice tool for them to submit whatever they've got going on. I don't know how to facilitate that. I don't know what the right avenues are, but I think that's important as well. The contact us. There's several things going across. I would call them our main categories going across that top navigation bar. One of them is contact us, and there's some fields to input information. If I'm Jane Doe in Minnesota and I want to submit, I want to say, hi Franklin, I want to know about you. Who's fielding that, and what are our goals in response to that? I think that's really important. Just speaking from my point of view, from staying playing the Smokies, I get a lot of inquiries and personally respond to all of them. And I think that's a big thing if people are inputting, and I know they will be, because we're driving traffic there. They're going to want some information. And I was curious how that was being fielded and responded to.
That would be good because the chamber does that too, and they send out like anybody inquiring.
Yeah.
What they're looking for,
Mhm.
and then they send it, I get all those, for like people that are coming to stay.
Right.
You can send them something. So almost
So-
have the same thing.
Something, and I'm wondering if there's like there's an automated response to that. I didn't troubleshoot it, I should have, but I should have put my information in. You know, thanks for asking about Franklin, someone will get to you or whatever, I don't know. The logo, on the website, I know it's our script, Franklin, whenever we were established, I forget, shame on me.
1855.
There you go. I would like to see the new logo implemented into that somewhere, with the white blaze and the hiker logo that's out in front of Town Hall. I haven't seen it anywhere on the website.
Now, here's a question I have, because he feels that this is the forum. Can he not, let's say, email his suggestions about the website to,
You trying to show me?
Yes and no.
Or
Because
is
part of
that-
the thing is,
I mean, he's not emailing,
Premier is working for us, I think.
Right, and that's
well,
why I
right,
just
but I mean,
wanted
they're just kind of like,
my concerns make sense.
I know where you're coming
Yeah.
from,
so
but
that,
because it became a concern last year, it's asked not to do that anymore. Because then it was things going back and forth, and that's why they put a stop to that.
Violation
okay.
of a meeting law.
Right, okay.
And even though it's not an issue right now, it could be an issue 12 months down the road, or something, or them, and
So then he brings it to this forum.
when
then
she
it's
comes
somewhere,
back, I think
or-
that's something that.
Yeah, I mean, everything is good, reasonable concern.
That's why I'm making Summer's life a misery right now,
And what
making
you
notes.
can do, I've got, in case I missed something, if you'll email me tomorrow.
Sure,
Just your
yeah,
list.
absolutely, I don't mind
I'll
doing
make
that.
sure I got everything.
And I don't know, I expect y'all's input on this stuff. Am I just rambling, or is it
No,
important
go ahead.
information, or is it,
Yeah. That's good.
It's important ideas.
also, one more thing, and I'll shut up. Sam Plain Smokies has some great content that could possibly be linked to on there. Just for one example, under waterfalls, there's other waterfalls to explore. You know, I've got photo galleries, I've got specific directions, all sorts of good stuff, coordinates. If that can be a consideration, I would certainly appreciate it. And I think it'd be beneficial to people coming to the website.
I know that there's a lot of 5Ks and K-and-a-half marathons here too, and it's not posted on that.
That would be awesome
Posted there
information.
a lot. Like he just brought me, Dave Lynn, 5, there's 5 new races that upcoming too, so.
In mobile format.
Right.
I also know, Jessica, the website is live and complete.
Kidding, I know, I'm just playing.
I'm working for you, Katie.
No, I'm working for you.
All the questions you got asked, we got a quick answer.
Yes,
That's what I do.
was just playing. I was trying to
And
make
looking at the
sure you-
website, it looks complete to me, apart from some of my concerns, obviously, that I expressed. It's just things that should be on the radar, and I'll send you an email. Should I send it just to you, or should I
Please.
copy everybody, or?
Don't copy everybody.
Just make
We did that already, don't do that.
No, that's fine.
But again, you know, I can't reiterate enough how much that ATC, that's important.
Mhm.
We should be screaming it from the rooftops.
So you'll get a list to her.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys, for hearing me out.
Yeah, the town logo should be on the page.
There's an element of it, but it's nothing complete,
Yeah.
in my opinion. It's not a complete logo.
Okay, going on to P,
Um,
update on legal adverts.
Same thing, she said she'd have a little bit more information come March.
Items from the board. I did want to bring up something that I know it was a concern that you brought last time about the date that we had our meeting. Is that still an issue, or I think we're good with that now? So we don't need to.
Yeah,
go into
tonight
further or anything?
worked out perfect.
Okay.
It got canceled, so. Thank
Any
you.
other items from report? Okay, for announcements, the next regular scheduled city meeting will be March 10th, 5:30, so we'll be at home. And we can have a motion to.
Move adjourned.
Andy?
I
And John Ellis Plank. Don't let it happen again.